Hey everybody, my name is Kalea Rain and I am an intuitive business coach, and I feel like my hair is crazy pants. I'm really sorry. This is my first time doing Facebook Live, and what I do is I work with women and I help them uncover the hidden obstacles that are showing up as blocks in their businesses. And then I help them, I co-create actually with them a roadmap so that they can perform at higher levels, increase their revenues, and really thrive in their businesses. And I was really moved to finally get on here so that I could do and show up and be what I said I was going to do and be, which is deliver more and offer more out into the world. I've been working behind the scenes for almost 20 years now doing this work, and I really love it. Something that's really important that I wanted to talk to you about that I see all the time is women who don't, and men too, I work with both, but when you don't know and you aren't really connected to what your why is, you're going to struggle. You're going to lose your pace. You're going to get distracted. It's just going to be a mess. So let's get really clear. Here's what I see. When somebody doesn't really know what their why is, they're not really deeply connected to it, they're just kind of throwing paint at the walls. They're doing things. They're staying busy so that they feel like they're busy. But they get distracted by shiny objects, and all of a sudden they're off over here. Right? When you know your why, you're really focused, you're on target, you're on your path. It's hard enough to stay focused as it is with life because there's so much going on, and most of us are juggling more than one hat, probably more like 15 hats, half of us, right? So having your focus challenged is going to happen anyway, right? If you really want to succeed in business, you have absolutely 100% got to know your why and be really deeply connected to it so that you can stay focused. The second thing that I see that happens, which saddens me, is that women lose their fierceness. Sometimes it's buried so deep within us we don't even know what it feels like to be fierce anymore. But when you know and you're really deeply connected to your why, you have that fierce drive that's going to help you push through limitations, push through obstacles that show up, because they will. Make it happen when shit hits the fan, because it will. Things will blow up, things will fall apart, things won't go well, even things that you've tested. Launches will take hours more than you think they're going to. Delivering content will take more fine-tuning than you think it's going to. You've got to believe in yourself like crazy to actually sell your stuff and believe in it and deliver it. It takes being fierce. You've got to fiercely go for it. The third thing that I see, fuel. When you are just so connected, right? It wakes you up in the morning. It gives you that creative energy, that juice that you need to stay committed, to stay steady, and stay on it. So often what I see happening is that people are trying to hit home runs every time they do something. Every time they take an action, they've already looked out, 5 or 6 steps or 20 steps and decided that that's going to take too long. I need to find a shorter route to actually bringing in revenues or to engaging with my ideal clients. And the reality and the sad part of that is that it's a step-by-step process. And sometimes you're not going to know what the 6th step is until you get right up on top of it. So if you're using your intuitive radar, excuse me, to go ahead and try to figure out what's going to happen when, you're going to miss out on actual laying down a foundation and building a business that you can rely on, that draws in ideal clients to you, that has momentum, that you don't have to baby for the rest of your life. It starts to take on a life of its own. And yes, you have to work hard at it, But when momentum starts to build, things become a lot easier, right? You can focus your attention elsewhere. So, three things, right? I'm looking at my whiteboard. I've got them all over my office. So if you just jumped on, for those who are jumping on now, I'm Kalea Rain, and I am an intuitive business coach, and I've been doing this for almost 20 years. And I help women in business uncover their hidden blocks that show up as obstacles in their business, and then I help them create a roadmap so they can perform at higher levels and increase their revenues and thrive in their businesses and actually really enjoy and love their businesses and not feel like it's a slog or they're never going to figure it out, etc., etc. It's like freedom starts to happen, right? So what I'm talking about is the three reasons why, if you don't know your why and you're not really deeply connected to your why you will struggle. And the three reasons that we're talking about are getting distracted by shiny objects, which are everywhere, whether it's life or the newest platform or a new way to deliver marketing or content or a new, who knows, right? I mean, it could be anything. There's so many applications and tools out there. There's so many ways to get your message out there that you could spend literally years just perfecting all of these different avenues and never actually get your stuff out there. And I see this really sadly when people are really smart, they get really buried in the delivery and the development, and they don't actually ever freaking deliver. So you'll get distracted if you don't really know your why. And what does really knowing your why give you? Focus. It gives you amazing focus because you can say, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. And it totally moves me and keeps my attention, right? Focused here. The second thing is being fierce. Being fierce, like really claiming your path. Knowing why you're doing what you're doing, knowing what you came here to do and who you came here to be, and being fierce about it, not taking no for an answer. So when your stuff shows up or somebody else's stuff shows up in your face from whether it's you or somebody else's limiting view, you have the fierceness to push past. You have the fierceness to stand up to yourself and to others and to keep moving forward and to do what wants and needs to be done. The third thing is the fuel. The fuel. So many people in business are amazing and they have so much to offer, but they burn out or they're apathetic. They don't work hard enough. I'm just being serious. I mean, I'm being honest. You have to work really, really hard to actually get a successful business happening and maintain it. Eventually, at some point, there are those people whose businesses are really running themselves. But I know a lot of people who earn millions and millions of dollars every year, in the tens of millions of dollars a year, and they are working really, really hard. They're busting their butts, okay? That takes fuel. Whether you're working at the 6-figure level, 7 or 8-figure level, you got to bust your butt and it takes fuel. So when you deeply know your why and you're deeply connected to it, that fuel sustains you. It acts as a resource and you're going to need it to stay steady and stay committed. So I think I'm good. First time Facebook Live. Thank you, everybody. I think it's been like 15 minutes or something. 25? Can't tell. It's been a bit of a time warp. Wish you all the blessings in the world. And don't give up. Something that I say to people all the time whenever I'm doing any kind of outreach is just really know how much you matter. It's hard to know how much you really matter, but if you can just kind of get a sense that you can't even fathom how much your contribution matters to the planet, to your own, what's going on in between the 6 inches in between your ears, your own freedom, your mental freedom, your financial freedom. Learn how to get out of your own way. Learn how to set your sights on success and get really deeply connected to why. Why do you want it? What are you doing? Why are you doing it? What have you come here to do? Do the work. It takes time. It takes time to figure those things out. But it's worth it. It's worth it because you will have the focus that you need, and you will have the fierceness that you need to bust your stuff and break through limitations. And you'll have the fuel that it's going to take to stay steady. So I wish you many, many blessings, and I'll see you again in a couple days. Okay, bye-bye.